Good afternoon, everybody. It's Wednesday. You know what time it is? It's time for the Morales Mingle. My name is Gabe Gonzales. I am your MJH Parent Liaison, and with me, as always, is Miss Barbara Chase, our Family and Student Support Counselor here with UCISD. Hello, Barbara. How are you?
Hello, great, Gabe. Great, thank you. It's great to see you. Great to see everybody on our screen here. This is so exciting. We have another one of our wonderful board members with us. Hi, Corey. We have, I hope you're paying attention in class, sir. We have another one of our illustrious board members with us today, and I know that he has a lot to share with us. So let's just dive right into all of our other things that we need to cover first. So again, everyone, we want to remind you to please remember that we have this shared responsibility to make sure that we are keeping ourselves and our students and each other safe. So please, please, please make sure that when you are in public or, even at home, especially if someone's not feeling well, wear your face covering. It is really imperative that you have your face covered to protect yourself and others from our germs. Remember to keep your distance. That 6 feet is an important rule for a reason. So make sure you keep your distance. Make sure you're keeping your hands clean. Wash your hands. Use your hand sanitizer. That helps again with the spread of things because we're always touching things we don't even realize, including our faces and our doorknobs and everything. So make sure you're keeping those hands clean. Check yourself if you're not feeling well. Do a quick temperature check with your thermometer. But also, if you're not feeling well, please stay home. Again, this is for your safety as well as the safety of others. We want to make sure that, we are feeling 100% so that we can be healthy and, get everybody back into regular routines and being able to be involved because we're, hoping to stop this spread of the coronavirus. So everybody do your part.
Yes, thank you, Barbara. Yes, folks, remember, wash your hands and put sanitizer. Moving along here, we have if you know, with your iPads, if you need some tech support, the email address is always ipad@uvaldecisd.net. So if you have some issues with when you're at home, it's not working, your keyboard's not working, laps are logging in, be sure to email ipad@uvaldecisd.net. So yeah, folks, if you remember that, parents, if your kid says, my iPad's not working, tell them email ipad@uvaldecisd.net.
And they are super fast with that. They are so efficient. Oh my goodness. I can attest my son has had issues and they get back to you right away. They are able to fix things remotely. So it's really, they're very, very helpful.
Yeah, I have to concur. My daughter had to send them an email the other day and they got back to us pretty quick. So thank you, technology department.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. All right. So moving on here, I know we got something here that's we're talking about with Mr. Torres. I'll let you take this one away, Mr. Torres. Go into what you want to let us know.
All right. Thank you, sir. So parents and students, we have weekly now our U Talk. So last year was something we did. It's an optional Bible study open to anybody, non-denominational, and it's virtual this year. So again, during your child's 7th or 8th grade lunch, you're welcome to join us every Tuesday at bit.ly/MJH Talk. So down here on the screen below, there's a little virtual link. You go there every Tuesday from 7th grade lunch, which is at 12:20, or 8th grade lunch at 1:15. You can get connected with us, and we'll have a little good discussion on the Bible and just have a good overall uplifting message for our students. So again, 100% optional, but we do want to make sure everybody is welcome and invited to that.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Mr. Torres. Miss Barbara, you want to tell us a little bit about what you got going on with the ADHD parent group coming up?
Oh, yes. One of my favorite things. So our ADHD parent support group, we will not be meeting tomorrow, but we will be meeting next Thursday. And so next Thursday, our topics of discussion will have to do with our ADHD students and their moods, which sometimes can be a lot of fun, how they go up and down and up and down, but also discipline and, just the way that we handle that. And some defiance that we might have to deal with our kiddos, and sort of how we have to take a little bit of a different approach than we might with kiddos who do not have an ADHD diagnosis. So if you are interested in joining us, again, it's all virtual. It starts at 6:00 on Thursday evenings, and it will be every other Thursday. So next Thursday, please let your ACE coordinator or parent liaison.
Thank you, Barbara. And good.
No. That's it. I was just saying, please let them know that you are interested. Get them your email address so that we can include you in the invite, because it's sent out it's sent out that afternoon before the support group. So just let them know that you'd like to be involved, and we'd love to see you, even if you're late.
Yeah. Thank you, Barbara. And parents, that's a good, I mean, this is a good resource to have. I know I have a daughter who's ADHD and I don't even know close to everything. So any little bit helps to make yourself as a better parent. And it's only going to help your child out. So do a little bit extra work, take the time out and join us for that. And,
yes, and we're here to help each other. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah,
is
absolutely.
To connect people that are sharing in this, and people who have maybe gone through stuff, or people who are just new to having their child diagnosed with ADHD. It's really something that we want to make sure we're connecting people. So
yeah, for sure, parents, you're not alone in this world. We're here to help. But moving on here, we do have a very special guest today, kicking off the tail end of our Board Appreciation Month. We have a special guest, Mr. Rob Fowler, UCISD Board Secretary. Welcome, Mr. Fowler. How's it going?
It's going good, Mr. Gonzales. Thank y'all for having me today.
Awesome. Tell us a little bit about yourself. You're from the area. I know you personally, but I know there might be some parents out there that may not know who you are.
Well, I'm a native Uvaldian. I walked the halls of UCISD. I had Miss Byram in first grade, Miss Perkins in second grade, Miss Hughes in third grade, Miss Nehemiah in fourth grade. Fifth grade, I had Miss Perkins. I won the timetables in that class. And sixth grade, I had Mr. Warren. I do remember in junior high, Miss Radloff. As far as high school went, I remember Mr. Kolinek, Mr. Baldwin. So I'm a teacher at Southwest Texas Junior College. I also work for the Parks and Recreation at the City of Uvalde. And I got a beautiful family I share time with Landra, Mabel, and Macy. They've all been students at UCISD as well.
Awesome.
That is awesome. I am impressed that you remember all those teachers' names. That is very, very impressive. That is very cool.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, UCISD is a great place.
Yes, it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it is. So we got a couple of questions for you just as we move along. We'll switch out. I'll ask you a question. Ms. Barbara will ask you a question, and we'll continue in that fashion. But the first question I have is, what motivated you to become a school board member?
Well, Mr. Gonzales, as educators, we work with the treasures of the world. Let me just show you something really quick. Some students at Anthon School gave me this the other day. That's awesome. These are the treasures of the world. So let me explain a little bit about that. We get a period of time to cross paths with these treasures. What we try to do at UCISD, and why I was motivated to become a part of this team, is we cross paths with them, and we can make an impact in an incredible way, to go into a classroom, to be on a campus, to share in your community. I think what we put into it is what we're going to get out of it. And I'm just motivated to be part of the schools. I'll tell you one time, Mr. Gonzales, when I first became a school board member, I was with the Cactus Jack Foundation at Robb Elementary. And they were serving hot dogs. And I was just kind of back watching. And a student kept looking at me. And he finally came up to me and he goes, sir, he goes, are you the principal at the city pool? And I said, yes, I am the principal at the city pool.
Nice.
And I've got stories like this, these treasures of the world. That's what motivated me to be part of UCISD.
That's awesome. Well, and I know that we are just so blessed to have you as one of our board members. So what does it mean to you to show coyote and Lobo pride?
Oh, wow. Well, I'll tell you what, Coach R.T. Gonzales had the 5 core values, and they are in the athletic department. And it goes with commitment, accountability, pride, effort, and discipline. And that exists in the athletic program. But as far as showing pride, that commitment, and when you're a coyote, you're representing not only yourself, your community, and as I mentioned, your principal, your teacher. That I think it's just important to learn, because school is the proving ground. It's the proving ground of life. as educators, we have an incredible opportunity. So, we're trying to instill that in people in their method of operation while they're in the proving ground, and then it just becomes part of who they are. So as the educational team here at UCISD, I know that we're instilling these core values that are going to help students succeed now and in the future.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. And so with this next question, you're talking about that, like the being out in town and having people, outside businesses or, individuals, stuff like that supporting. Because I mean, you aren't an employee of UCISD, but you are, you're within the community. So tell us about UCISD partnership with the community. How do they partner up with the community this time?
The partnerships exist. We live in an awesome place, Uvalde, Texas. Listen to some of these partnerships. Southwest Texas Junior College, voted by the Aspen Institute a top 10 community college at one time. We've got Sul State University, the Rio Grande College, that students go to SWTJC, UCISD, Sul, and that's the educational hub, Mr. Gonzales. But then you've got a hub of Uvalde Memorial Hospital. I don't know if you've been down Garnerfield Road lately. That place they're building a new building. They've got so much going on with our health concerns that you mentioned earlier. We've got the city of Uvalde. The city of Uvalde has our utilities. We've got our parks. We've got so many opportunities with the city of Uvalde. Uvalde County, we're the county seat. And those partnerships exist in a way that are just extremely unique. The Uvalde Convention and Visitors Bureau, they're fixing to kick off a big campaign. It's called Only in Uvalde. It's going to be launched pretty quick, so be looking for it. Uvalde's a great place to be.
It is. I love it. And talking about with the partnership, I went to UCISD myself, Sul Ross, and the junior college, so I know exactly what you're talking about there.
You're living proof, Mr. Gonzales, of the opportunity.
Yes, sir.
That's incredible. And, and you're right, sir. I mean, the community is so supportive of our school district and the students and the teachers. I mean, we could come up with just, multiple examples of, the Cactus Jack Foundation. I mean, First State Bank. I mean, we have just so many, the Chamber of Commerce gets jackets for students, every fall and stuff. I mean, we have so many, we are blessed with so many partnerships and so much support from within our community. And I'm interested to hear more about this Only in Uvalde. And that actually kind of has to do a little bit with my next question, which it's two parts. So how has UCISD changed in the past 5 years? And what plans does the board have for the next 5 years?
Ms. Chase, I got to go time out real quick. One place I forgot to mention was our health. They put on the backpack giveaway that before school starts. They have that community program at the Uvalde High School, and you can go. That's another big part.
Yes.
But as far as, how it's changed in the last 5 years, being part of this educational team, I see it's more student focused in a way to help those students in that proving ground that we talked about earlier. But I just see a higher level, Ms. Chase, of student focus in the last 5 years. The educational team has offered blended learning, the vertical alignment. We've got opportunities now in this new platform that we're learning in different ways. So the last 5 years, obviously about what we're going through on the health crisis right now. But as far as the last 5 years, I just see positive growth in this wonderful place we call UCISD. And in the next 5 years, we were one of the first Board of Trustees groups that trained with TASB, Texas Association of School Boards, in a program called Exceptional Governance. And what exceptional governance is, our school district is going to be performing at a higher level when our Board of Trustees perform at a higher level. So we've gone to extensive training. We have actually got 2 trainings coming up in February. I just see in the next 5 years, we're going to continue to come together as an educational team at UCISD to offer bigger, better, bolder opportunities for our students, our staff, and our families.
Awesome.
Excellent. Yeah, and you know what, I can definitely attest, when you talk about how they've changed in the last 5 years, and really addressing the students, just from, my personal experience being hired as a mental health professional, and the commitment that the district has to addressing the whole needs of the child. And so it's not just about the academics, it's about the social emotional stuff. And it is just imperative, because if you don't have that social emotional, the academics are not going to fall into place. So you're right. And there's a huge commitment, I know, from the board and from all the admin and things like that, to really support, all of those needs, because they're recognizing that, our kiddos and our families, they need that extra support.
Well said.
Yes, very well said. And next question I have, talking about mental health and all that stuff, and I know we're in a tough time right now, and unprecedented time for sure. But what's something that you've learned during COVID-19, since it all started almost a year ago now?
Wow, Mr. Gonzales. So March 2020, we went to spring break, and it's been a little challenging at times. What I've learned during COVID-19 is, and take a look at what Mr. Torres does with U Talks and the Bible study, the book of James, in the book of answers called the Holy Bible. James 1:2 says, out of difficulties, there's opportunities.
Absolutely.
And what I've learned in COVID-19, there's still opportunities. We've continued to educate the students in a new platform, in new ways. Through trial and errors, we're going through some challenging times, but I see so much opportunity, Mr. Gonzales. We got to have that unshakable confidence through growth mindset that we can go through this. We're going to be better as we go through this. But another thing that I've noticed too is how we're coming together. In my community, my neighborhood that I live in, have you seen people out walking on their bicycles? There's just a connection, a union that's being formed, in my opinion, and I feel it. I got some little chill bumps going on my arm right now where, yes, is this hard? You better believe it. But I just want to continue to have that growth mindset outlook that we're going to be better.
Absolutely.
Excellent. And you're right. And we need to work together. And so part of that working together, really involves the parents who are watching now, or hopefully will be, rewatching this, later on as people share it and things like that. And so what is a way that parents can become more involved in their child's classroom, in the schools in general, and in the district?
We've got a flat tire on one of our cars, and it's in the shop. So I've been giving some rides to my beautiful daughter, and I was in the car waiting, and I was thinking about the opportunity that you have with your child, and how I thought, yeah, God, in 5 years, I'm gonna wish I could be giving her a ride. So what I want to encourage parents to become more involved is capture this moment. Because there's only so much time given to us. And when we put together a maximum effort to enjoy our children in a way, with our teachers, we can just get involved in a way that is going to be impactful, not only to your child and your family, but also your teachers, your community, your school. So as part of getting involved in the district, I know there's so many committees that you can get on, and so many clubs that you can be involved with. And at your school, I know the Cactus Jack Foundation, that's another partnership that I didn't mention. This group is incredible for what we do. So find something that you can do in a productive way. In the words of Denzel Washington, he says, if you hang around the barbershop long enough, you're going to get a haircut. So continue to hang around the campus and find something that you can do, and you're going to get a chance to give a reward to your school.
That's excellent advice. And I know that even now with COVID and the restrictions that we have, the different schools are getting very creative with how they're able to, because they want to make these opportunities for children and for parents. I know even this past weekend we had the UIL virtual tournament, here at the junior high. And that was really, really cool because it was all virtual, and kudos to all the volunteers and all of the teachers and administrators and everybody who helped out with that this weekend, and the students and the parents, of course, because they made sure that they were available and participating and stuff like that. But yeah, so, and I know Mr. T, you're involved with the PTA, and Gabe, you're involved with that here at the junior high. So that's one way I know parents can get involved.
Yeah, absolutely. There's other ways, and parents just being asking questions to the teacher is being involved. It's lunchtime. But yeah, no, parents, like, really, you can, if you just become involved by communicating with your teacher, communicating with the administrators here at the school or the counselors, that will go a long, long way in your child's education and in their life, and that'll make them more successful for sure. Definitely. Yeah.
It's all about relationships.
Yep. Well, Mr. Fowler, that bell is kind of like a sign that we got to get to lunch. But Mr. T, you got anything for Mr. Fowler?
No, for sure. I definitely want to thank everybody for being here. Kind of just going back to what Mr. Fowler brought at the beginning, I'll put the book in. He mentioned teachers, and I'm fortunate enough. I went to UCISD class of 08, so rep those guys there. And I went to Southwest Texas Junior College, and Mr. Fowler was my speech teacher. So hopefully, when I get here in front of the live feed, my speaking skills are a little bit better than they were almost 10 years ago. But thank you, sir, for being my teacher. I appreciate everything you've done. And on behalf of Mr. Escamilla, Ms. Allen, myself, and the rest of the MJH family, we want to thank you and wish you a happy School Board Appreciation Month. Especially during COVID-19, we've seen how much the board governance does make a difference. It's a game changer, and we've been trailblazers for our kids. And like you have up there, we do it for all the students, and that's our motto. So last, I do want to wrap up with what Gabe's mentioned. Parents, call us. That's what we're in the business. We're in a customer service business. So for me in my office, I'm here right now, but I'm usually not. So if you call my phone office, it goes straight to my personal cell, and I will pick up. So again, stay in touch, stay connected, and we wish that happens all the time, whether it's an academic, whether it's a behavior concern, or even a compliment or just good feedback. The more we can get input from our parents, the better we're going to do at our job, because again, we're in that customer service business, and you're our customers, and we want to do what's right for you and especially our students. So again, that's all I have, Gabe. Again, I do want to mention, join us weekly live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter every Wednesday at noon. And I think we have a special guest announcement for next week.
Yes, I believe. Barbara, do you want to let everybody know who we got next week? I think the next week starts another good week, right?
It does. It starts a very exciting week where we recognize and honor our school counselors. So next week is National School Counselors Week. So what we are planning on doing is having the MJH school counselors, Mrs. Nicole Becker, who is the she's the 7th grade counselor, and Mrs. Jessica Casares, who is the 8th grade counselor. And they're going to come on, and not only are we going to honor them, but they're also going to talk a little bit about we're coming up close to having to start to register for next year. And so getting ready for classes, children moving on to the next grade. They'll be here to answer your questions if you have any questions about that or any of the things that they provide to students.
Yes, thank you. Well, folks, it is that time. Mr. Fowler, thank you very much again for coming on and supporting us. And thank you for all you do with the school board.
And thanks for making me smile, and thanks for helping all these students succeed.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
All right, folks. Well, thank you guys for watching the Morales Mingle here on Facebook Live and YouTube Live and MJH Twitter. But remember to like our MJH Facebook page, Morales Junior High School, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Kyle Pride, and follow us on MJH Twitter, and join us weekly on Wednesdays at noon. See you, everybody. Peace.
See you next week.